Hey, what are you doing? Hi, welcome to Hey, What Are You Doing? A podcast brought to you by me, Becca G. Tonight, this evening, I have with me two very special guests.
Clearly.
Starting over. Today, I have two very special people. The first family members to be interviewed. They gave me my favorite human on this planet. They're about to give me my second favorite human.
Oh, you're going to like the next one less than the first one?
Second favorite.
Yeah.
Me and Sullivan will always have that bond.
Oh.
Because we're the oldest.
I'll remember that.
Okay.
It's tough.
That's fine. Anyway, it is Amy and Nathan.
Ooh.
If I knew how to do sound effects, I would put a clap in. But it just took us 45 minutes to figure out how to get this start recording. Anyway, you guys want to say hi?
Hi.
Hello, everyone. This is Nathan.
Just like every other interview that you've listened to, and by every other, I mean the one and only interview you've listened to with someone else, we're going to start with a few fun questions. To start us off, Amy and Nathan, if you could swap lives with any character from a TV show or movie for a day, who would it be and why?
This is probably stupid. It makes me sound like a 10-year-old, but I'd probably say Iron Man because he's a billionaire and has like a lot of cool gadgets that I want to play with. But like in the end, I probably shouldn't be Iron Man forever because I would just do like dumb stuff with all of his gadgets and money. So that's why it's just for a day. So that's a good cutoff for me. So I would just mess around for a day and do nothing productive.
I thought you were going to say Batman.
No. It's a good runner-up, though.
Iron Man dies. So
it's not gonna
saving the world.
Eventually, everybody dies.
Okay.
Saving the universe.
Fair. Great.
Pick a day that he didn't die.
Good.
Any day but that one. That's the day I would be Iron Man.
That's a good one. Amy?
Blair Waldorf, because she's fabulous. And I would just buy whatever I wanted and then take it back to my normal life.
Win.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I love that both of you are like, because they have money.
Whoops.
It's fine. If you had to eat only one food for the rest of your life, but it had no negative health effects, what would you choose?
Shit. Wait, can I curse?
Yes. I have marked my podcast as explicit.
Ooh, explicit.
Parental advisory.
Don't listen to this, kids.
I think I said shit and damn one time each on the episode.
That's all you get?
Yeah, that's it?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I think I would choose chicken enchiladas because if you get tired of one part, like if you get tired of the chicken, you can just eat the veggies. If you get tired of the veggies, you can just eat the chicken and the tortilla and you get rice on the side and beans. So got a little bit of everything. And I love chicken enchiladas. I eat them all the time.
Ice cream.
Just all ice cream.
Just all of it.
Any particular kind of ice cream?
Do I have to pick a type?
No, but I didn't know if you had like a favorite kind. Like my favorite ice cream is Brambleberry by Jenny's.
I like orange sherbet ice cream.
That's
or the
not
s'mores
ice cream.
from Dairy Queen.
It's not ice cream?
Sherbet is not ice cream.
What is it?
Sherbet.
Sherbet. Ice cream has
different?
milk. Yeah, sherbet doesn't have milk in it.
Oh, silly.
Come on.
Orange sherbet ice cream or Oreo ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Obviously.
That's a good one.
Obviously. Okay, and then what is your favorite TV show, movie, or book right now?
We're watching Parks and Rec.
Yeah, we just started that.
So I guess that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And What If? Marvel.
Yeah.
Pretty good too. But
So-
we just finished it.
Is that a show or a movie?
It's a show. They're both shows. Well, you know what Parks and Rec is, but both
What
shows.
If is also a TV show, and I don't really read, so I would like to give you a cool book recommendation, but I've not been doing that recently.
I just read a book that I thought it was terrible, so.
Great.
Not getting shouted out.
That's all I got.
Don't.
Yeah, not even saying it. Not even saying the name.
I do love that you're like, I finished a book this year, and Carrie was like, wow, only 5 days in, you've already finished a book, and you're like, I started it in November.
You shouldn't have told her that. Come on.
She's like, I haven't even opened a book yet. And I was like, technically, I haven't opened a new book this year either, so.
Okay, so between the two of you, tell me a little bit about both of you and what a typical day looks like for you guys.
Usually wake up, go to the food pantry first thing in the morning. Kidding. No, I wish I did that.
Volunteer at the Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Donate about $5,000 a day to...
And all of my blood every single day. No, usually I wake up with Sully. If I'm really feeling productive, I'll wake up at like 5:15 and go to the gym.
Yeah, it is you.
Before Sully wakes up, but that doesn't usually happen. That's like maybe once or twice a week.
It's happened once the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So it happens maybe once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but
usually
you do get up with Sully.
Yeah, I wake up with Sully, and then we come down here, he gets his milk. I usually log into work. It's sometime between 6:30 and 7, and I'll try to get some work done while he's like playing, and then we eat eggs together. He has to eat his scrambled eggs every single morning. It's like 45 minutes after he wakes up. He comes into the kitchen and just starts screaming. So we eat our scrambled eggs.
I'm asleep during this time.
Yeah, and then usually Amy comes down sometime while we're eating or shortly after. And then we kind of hang out. I will get some more work done. And then usually Amy goes to the gym sometime before his first nap. And then she goes to the gym. We put Sully down. I go to the gym sometime after that. And then kind of work, intermittently as much as I can the rest of the day. Get stuff done around the house. And that's basically it. Normal day. And then I usually cook dinner at the end of the day. And then Sully goes to bed. And we usually watch something after he goes to bed for an hour or two.
Parks and Rec now.
It's been Parks and Rec the past week. We just started it. But yeah, that's what I usually do. It's kind of both of us, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my work is just playing with Sully now. So I just hang out.
You got the sweetest job.
Yes, Amy.
So
Tell them about your new job.
My new job. My boss is very small, really loud, very needy.
And
stinky a lot. Recently, I became a stay-at-home mom, which is very exciting. In addition to photography, but mostly stay-at-home mom. That's the focus.
Okay, so why don't you two tell me a little bit about yourselves each as individuals and then as a couple, because
we're not individuals.
Correct.
My name's Nathan. I'm Amy's husband.
Yeah. We haven't been individuals.
I met Amy almost 10 years ago. We met almost 12 years ago.
Yeah, we've been together for 10 years.
Yeah, almost.
It's very specific. Not exactly 10 years.
We haven't hit 10 years yet, so you can't tell people that.
All right, 9 3/4.
Okay, Harry Potter.
Anyways, that's funny. Wow, that's hard. Talk about yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I like watching football.
That's true.
And let's see, what else do I like to do? I like math. And
Go to the gym.
I go to the gym, and I like video games, Mario,
Cook.
Halo. Yeah, I like to cook. Basically anything. I don't really bake much, but I like cooking. I think it's because I like making things like physically with my hands, because I don't really do that at work. I basically like move numbers around on a computer and like email people for several hours a day. So it's nice to like do something with my hands that actually has a tangible result, I think. But yeah, that's me, I guess.
I also like to work out. I don't really like doing things with my hands. Kind of whatever Nathan said he likes to do, I don't like to do. I don't like math. I don't like cooking. I do like baking, which you don't like. I like to bake. I don't really play video games.
Except The Sims.
Except The Sims. I like The Sims. I like being with my son, and then soon to be next son. And I like just sitting in the same room as Nathan and not talking, just being next to each other.
It's great. I love that
so much.
It's
my favorite. He likes to talk, and I just like to sit next to him and do nothing.
You do like to be together.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned that.
You just learned that?
Yes. In the
Something she
last
picked
10
up on.
years.
Almost 10.
9 3/4 years.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Well, you guys are actually in a kind of crazy phase of life right now. So how would you describe the phase of life that you're in?
Busy.
Mm-hmm.
I know you want me to say chaos. So I'm going to say chaos, too.
Just throwing chum in the water for us.
But it's busy.
Mm-hmm. A lot of change recently.
We haven't had a year since 2019 that nothing crazy's happened. 2019, we got engaged. 2020, obviously COVID, but we moved to Texas and graduated college. And then in 2021, we got married.
And in 2020, you were planning a wedding.
We were also planning a wedding, postponed a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. 2021, we moved to Wisconsin, got different jobs, got married, bought our first house.
And all of that was in the span of like 3 weeks.
That was fun.
Moved to Wisconsin, bought a house.
Got married.
Yes.
So that was
2022 we
summer.
had a kid, and 2023. Wow, that was just this past. That was like a week ago.
Yep, it was.
We got pregnant and then moved back home.
Moved
so
home.
bought another house.
And we
Surprised
just-
everyone.
Yeah, we didn't tell anyone we were moving back until 2 weeks before.
Literally not a single person.
They kept a secret from like July until almost November.
And the week before we closed is when we told people that we were moving back home.
These two actually have been the two people to make me cry every year. I don't cry often, but I do when Amy and Nathan somehow get us all in one room. Nathan pulls out his phone to start recording something, and then they drop an announcement. They have done that the past 3...
21, 22, and 23.
Yeah.
No. Just 21 and 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 23 did it
We
twice.
just did it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There won't be one next year. Don't worry. Or this year. It's 2024.
It is, yes.
Nobody
Don't
gets your
worry.
hopes up.
Nobody get excited about anything.
We have other things going on in our family.
True.
Sure.
That are just equally as
That's for
Yes.
another episode.
yeah.
Our middle sister also had to jump in on the Make Becca Cry train
Heck
last
yeah.
month. So that's been a lot of fun.
And 2025 is the year Becca makes herself cry.
No.
Big announcement. Tune in next week.
Oh, God. Your phase of life right now is just pure chaos. I mean, Sullivan is chaos,
He is.
He
Yeah.
is.
but it's a good chaos.
Yeah. He's pretty gentle, practical kid.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he also does very normal toddler things.
Yes.
When he's done eating, he'll you get one
Millisecond,
warning.
maybe.
Yeah, you get a little bit of a warning, and then he just starts trying to rip his plate off his high chair and throw it on the ground. And
Yep.
sometimes he'll just pick the food up off the plate and drop it on the ground.
Yep.
So yeah,
That's fun.
Really love when he does that.
Super fun. He has his moments.
And
For
you're going to
sure.
introduce a newborn in a couple weeks to it all.
Yeah.
And that also
find
ties
out anything.
into what's taking up most of your time these days.
My
Oh, nothing
kid.
comes to mind. Nothing in particular.
My child.
It's pretty relaxing.
Soon to be my next child. Well, this child also is making it harder to be with the current child because I'm tired all the
Yeah,
time.
you basically don't sleep at night.
I do not sleep at night.
Amy could go into labor right now.
I could.
Live on the
hope
pod.
not,
Ideally
but it is
not.
It is snowing. So it would
Wow,
be a
what if you
little-
do go into labor live on the podcast episode?
We'd have to keep rolling.
Just keep going.
I would just follow you around with
Coming
my
to you
computer.
live from the hospital.
Yeah.
Wow, can you do that for me?
Sure.
Thank you.
Don't tell mom.
Your support would mean the world. Okay, well, besides your child that you're working on growing in
Which
your
one?
belly
Physically.
inside of you, are you working on any personal projects or hobbies right now?
No, we're not. We were doing a lot of home improvement type stuff. We were
That's
painting
smart.
rooms and changing out furniture, decorations, stuff like that. But nothing else really. I mean, I'm studying for an exam, but I'm basically always studying, so I don't know if that really counts. But
Well, yeah, because it's a new
Counts.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a new exam or a new exam.
yeah,
So you passed your other one.
one. You want to go into that a little bit?
sure. So I'm an actuary. If you don't know what that is,
He's
we work
taking
for-
the ACT.
We work for insurance companies and basically help set rates that you pay on different types of insurance and do reserving to make sure that the insurance company has enough to pay future claims. So there is a long examination process as a professional certification.
10 exams.
Yeah, there's 10 exams total. They recommend that you study 300 to 400 hours for each one, and still there's only a 45% pass rate for each. So it's a very long process. A lot of people don't finish it until they're in their 30s, even if they graduate right out of college and start taking them. So yeah, I am
You just passed the 5th one.
Yeah, I'm
on
halfway
the first
through.
Try.
Yeah,
On
incredible.
the first try.
first try, which I haven't done in a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's usually what I'm doing in my free time. But yeah, I am studying for an exam. This one is less math specific, not as intense. So kind of excited about that. It's more relevant to my day-to-day work.
Oh, good.
So yeah, kind of enjoy the learning material is before is basically just math textbooks, which was not as fun to learn about. So, but yeah,
The fact that you're saying it's enjoyable is
Yeah.
literally
kind of enjoyable.
hilarious.
You can tell that Nathan is not blood related.
It's more enjoyable.
The fact that
He's
you
smart.
study that much they like expect people to study that much, and you do that on top of having a full-time job and a whole ass family.
You study during work.
Yeah, I do get hours during work, which
hours,
is really nice. Get like 2 hours every day. So.
Okay.
And they pay for the materials and stuff typically, which is really nice too.
And the test you can only take, like they only perform them once every 6 months.
Yep.
So if you don't
and then
pass
eventually
it,
they only have them once a year, but I have a little bit before I get there. So, but yeah, these are twice a year. So.
Yeah, so if you don't pass it, the first one you have to wait.
You gotta wait 6 months to take it again. So.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Awful. But yay for you. Okay, going off of that, what's a recent achievement you're proud of?
That's definitely the achievement I'm proud of. Yeah, first time I passed a new exam on the first try since college, actually. That's been almost 4 years since that happened. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm proud of recently. But also being able to surprise our family, moving back without telling anybody, that was just a lot of fun to pull off, because there were a lot of times where we were nervous, or there were times when it was like really stressful.
When I sent a video to my family with a for sale sign right smack dab in the middle of it, and I probably had a panic attack because I was like, they've seen it.
Don't you worry though. Me, Carrie, and my mom,
nobody saw it.
We don't pay close attention, clearly, because when we go back and look at the video, you can very obviously see it.
Yeah.
Like the
Clear
fact
as
that
day.
none of us saw it.
I was losing my mind. I probably cried myself to sleep that night, and I was like, how did we do this for 3 months? And I couldn't, and that's my downfall, is this video.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Thank God that me, Mom, and Carrie don't have long attention spans.
Yeah, thank God.
Because
Thank God you don't watch the videos I send.
Yeah.
we do. We were just focusing on your child.
I was gonna say Sully was right in the foreground, so you couldn't look in the back.
I would also
where the
like
for
to
sale
point
sign
out
was.
that you have told me many times that you don't watch any
TikToks.
of the TikToks that we send you.
Not videos of your kid.
I have to like blatantly send it to you and be like, watch this video.
Yes.
And you probably still don't. You probably didn't watch the one I sent you last night.
I started to, and it was longer than 10 seconds, and I just stopped.
It was 10 seconds. Amy was watching, and he was like doing the intro. She said, I can't do this, and she just got rid of it. Becca can make TikToks about how cute they are.
Yeah, and then Becca, you can make the TikToks.
Any recent achievements?
I read a book.
You,
I
you've actually started a whole ass business.
Well, right. That isn't recent-ish, I guess.
The last few years.
Yeah, in 2021, in October, I bought a camera and then just started taking pictures of people, my friends. Becca, actually, was one of them, and Carrie, my other sister. 2 of my friends named Emily. But they were all very great at being my first, models and letting me learn how to edit and stuff. And then 22, I didn't shoot any weddings, and that was my goal. And then last year I had 9 weddings, which was crazy because it was the first year that I had weddings.
I got to go help her,
Yeah.
quote unquote, help her at her first ever wedding. And so that was fun to be your little assistant.
Yeah, that was fun. And she wasn't just my assistant. She was the
Yeah.
venue's assistant.
everybody's.
Yes, the venue had me helping put out
put
the
out
food for the wedding. I did do that. And then cleaned it up for them.
I lost Becca, and I turn around and she's putting out the food. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yep, I did. Yep.
She's on staff. Didn't she tell you that?
I was on their payroll.
It's impossible for Becca to be in a situation and not help. If
Yeah.
she noticed something has to be done, she's like,
Even if it's
I'm doing
begrudgingly.
it. Yeah.
That
You
is
volunteer begrudgingly
I
to help people.
don't have that problem.
It's the Enneagram 8 in me. It's not that, I do like helping people, obviously.
Right. But if
But
you
it's
see
the
something
control issue in me. The controls, the need to control the situation. If I see someone doing something that I'm like, you're doing this wrong, I'll just go up and be like, so that's how that worked out.
Yeah, that was pretty
But
funny.
I think the venue lady appreciated it.
Oh,
the help.
I'm sure she did. I'm
Yeah.
sure she did. I thought it was hilarious.
It was fine. It wasn't like it was like a buffet of food. It
No. It was
pizza and Jimmy John's.
and Jimmy John's sandwiches,
So-
which was sick.
And then you brought
Actually,
pizza
yes.
home, which ruled.
And then we did get to bring pizza home, which was awesome.
Yes,
that
I
was
was
a really
paid in pizza.
that was a great first wedding. That
It
was very
really
fun.
was. I feel like it was a good stepping stone to learning how to do things.
Yeah.
The bride was very chill.
Oh, she was amazing. She's
Yeah.
amazing. All the brides I've had, all the couples have been just fantastic, which thank God, because
And every
you
wedding,
hear horror stories and like it makes you nervous. Everyone's like, "You sure you want to do weddings?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's see if I like them." And then after the first two, I was like, "Yeah, this is actually pretty fun." And then even my third one, I got to travel to Kansas City, and then I also traveled to Florida this year for a wedding, which was really cool. All my weddings this year are around the St. Louis area, which is fun, but so no traveling, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, that's been pretty exciting and definitely a lot different than what I thought it was going to be, and it happened a lot faster than what I thought it was going to happen too.
Yeah, definitely.
But everyone loves your photos. Like, I feel like you're very popular. And you're discovered by people.
Wow.
Well, no, but like you're discovered by people who, like, for example, one of my old coworkers hired you to do her elopement, and it wasn't because of me. She didn't even know we were related at all. That's true. And so, like, you are being found by people that you don't know, which I think is a good indicator of your success already.
Yeah. It's super fun. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So,
Yay. And it's pretty cool that you get to, like, choose your own. Like, it's not like you're like, I have to do a wedding every weekend. You just get the flexibility and the, option to just do what you want. So I think it keeps it fun for you.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't ever feel like a burden.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Like, okay, I got to get up again at 8:30 and do stuff until 5:30. Like, I can choose when the shoots are and not when the weddings are, but I can choose to say no if I don't want to do them. And so, yeah, it's a much more flexible, manageable schedule.
Yeah. And her first wedding after they moved home, she got to finally go home to her own bed after a wedding.
I had never gotten to do that after any shoot and any wedding. I have never gotten to go to my own bed. It was always my childhood bedroom or Nathan's childhood bedroom. And so my last wedding of the year in November, I got to actually go home to my own bed, which was fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. And now that's all I do. I go home to my own bed after all my shoots, and it's great.
Yeah. And it's great that I can just drive 30 minutes to your house instead of 6.5 hours.
Yes.
I know you guys were sad to leave Wisconsin, but
it was worth it.
Yeah. I'd say so far in the first 2 months, you guys have seen so many people and been able to just like be at home with those people.
I have a note on my phone with all of our friends on it, and like when the last time we saw them was, and then before we moved back home, it was like middle of February, June, but now they all say December, so it was pretty awesome. Yeah, that is nice.
Got them all caught up.
Yeah.
Okay. How has your perspective or priorities changed in the last couple of years? Because you've had some big life events in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, we moved a couple of years ago to a new place where we didn't really know anyone. So that was kind of not scary because we had each other, but it was...
Is that Wisconsin or Texas?
Well, both. But in Texas, your extended family lives down there, so we had them. But in Wisconsin, we didn't really know anyone, so...
You had 0 people.
Yeah.
0.
So that was kind of scary at first. And we had to buy a house for the first time, and we did that like completely remotely. Basically bought it from Texas and / our parents' house while we were getting married. And then, went on our honeymoon and closed like right after we came back. So that was kind of crazy, a lot of learning experiences all at once. But then we had a baby not too long after that, about a year later. And then basically everything changes, like all your priorities, like, I don't know. There's so many cliches about parenting, but like a lot of them are true. Like, I don't know. A lot of stuff that your parents tell you about being your parent, you're like, oh, I get that now. Like, it's hard to explain how you feel for your child, I guess, until you have one. And then you're like, wow, my parents have felt that way about me my whole life. Like, that's kind of weird. Makes me feel weird on the inside. But, like, oh, they really do love me.
You're like, maybe I shouldn't have yelled at you when I was 15 about that stupid thing. Yeah. Sorry.
I will never know how that feels, Mom, so sorry about you.
Sorry, Sherry.
Becca, you won't be getting an apology from Becca, but you will from us.
But yeah, I would just say with Sully and now with another baby coming, it's like everything, I don't know, everything sort of revolves around them. I mean, even our daily schedule, it's kind of based on when he wakes up, when he takes his naps, when we can each go to the gym is dependent on that, whereas before it's like, oh, I don't know, might do some work now, maybe I should go to the gym, whatever,
But not in a burden way either.
No.
Like, it drives me nuts when people say, like, everything's revolves around my kid and it's so hard. And I'm like, okay, well, it's still your kid. So, like...
Don't have a kid then.
That's
You're
the life.
complain about it.
That's the life he chose. Anyways, everything revolves around them, but in a... Like, it doesn't even... It's not even a thought.
Yeah.
Like, it just is.
I also feel like I'm just so much more productive, kind of because I have to be, but also because I want to be, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I want to spend time with him and focus on that while he's awake, and then when he's asleep, I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get all the other stuff I want done, so wake up early and go to the gym or get some studying done, so when he's awake, we can spend time with him and stuff like that. So, yeah, basically, everything revolves around him, but in, like, the best way, and we love it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a parent, but... Even, like, I feel like for our family and probably for your family they actually also have children, so they don't get to, like, put all their focus onto one child. Mm-hmm. But, like, for our family, I feel like it's the same thing. Obviously, I'm not his parent, but we...
Like, if they come over, they only come over when Sullivan's awake.
Do not do that!
Let the record show Sullivan is asleep right now. We're recording the podcast.
I'd like
Becca's
to hang
okay
out
with hanging out
with
with us.
you, too.
For the most part.
Okay, I love Sullivan, but he cannot talk to me.
He can. You just don't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
He does. He'll do it.
But yes, we'll do things specifically for him now or with him. I have babysat him twice now on my own for the first time.
Becca's
since
changed some diapers.
I have done that.
He's a big kid.
Yeah.
Becca's a big kid.
I also... Amy and Nathan decided in 2024 that they want to do bi-weekly date nights.
Yeah, we're already not really doing great with that, but we're going to figure it out.
We're not even a week in. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah. You can figure it out.
Yeah.
But they texted and asked if they had babysitters, and I immediately was like, yeah, of course. Not thinking about the newborn that I'm also volunteering to watch. I was like, yeah, Sullivan's so easy. Like, sure. And then I was like, oh, shit, there's a second one.
Double duty!
Yeah, he'll be fine.
They mostly just sleep anyway.
Yeah, but I didn't watch Sullivan when he was a newborn.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Ever.
Right.
So it'll be a fun new experience that me and this new child will go on together. Yay. Maybe I'll have him on the podcast.
Oh my god.
Well, he'll cry enough for you.
Yeah. What is a big goal that you're currently pursuing?
Giving birth. Safely.
Yes.
And efficiently.
That is the goal.
And pretty much pain-free, but that goal is for my anesthesiologist.
Yes.
Yep.
I would also like to give birth pain-free. Last time was really tough. Yeah, if you've given birth listening to this, or if you're Amy, you might be able to understand how much pain I was in, but probably not. It was just so brutal watching Amy go through that. She's rolling her eyes at me. Yeah, just last minute prep stuff for the new little baby. So making go bags. We're supposed to do that today, but we didn't get to it. But we're gonna make some go bags. Probably talk to family members, make sure they're ready in case like it's the middle of the night and we have to go to the hospital or
yes, in case
something.
Any of Nathan's sisters are for some reason listening to this podcast episode.
Be ready.
Be on the ready.
Be on alert. Everyone have your phones on you.
Actually, your sister Cassandra did share my podcast, and
Yeah,
that was actually really nice of her. Thank you,
Sis
Cassandra.
for sure. She's super. They're both super supportive, but Sis more so on like social media and stuff.
Yeah, that was very
she's
nice
all on top of that.
of her to do that. She did not have to do that.
Hi Sis, I know you can hear me.
We'll see if she texts us later.
Yeah.
When this goes
Yeah,
out.
don't tell her. I talked about Lisa in the last episode with Haley, and I said like I was waiting for her to send. She's doing a 2024 bingo card, and so she was supposed to be sending me a picture, and so in the episode I said, Lisa, I'm waiting for you to send me a picture, so I'm gonna see if she listens.
That's funny.
This is how I test everyone.
That's what we should start doing.
Just drop Easter eggs in every episode.
Hey Mom, I'm in labor. Surprise.
Wait, but this isn't supposed to come out until the 15th, so you could
Isn't it gonna snow that day?
actually be in labor.
No, it's not supposed to snow that day.
Be really funny.
What? I feel like I know what you're gonna say. What's a challenge you've recently faced, and how did you handle it?
What do you think we're gonna say?
Moving while being pregnant.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even say being pregnant was the challenge part of it. It was just moving, and also keeping it from people. Yeah, it was just the moving part.
I would say just the whole year, honestly. We were looking at houses and, doing everything that goes along with that. But at the same time, we were both working full time. with Sully, who was not nearly as mobile as he is now, but was starting to move around, throughout the year and wanted to be entertained. Newborns, you kind of just like set them in a bassinet or a rocker and they don't really do anything. But obviously he got a year older throughout the year and wanted to be entertained and doing things. So we were working full time and trying to buy a house and still like do our normal routine, like go to the gym and do that all the other stuff.
Showing our house was a struggle because you can request that whenever. We had 23 showings in 21 days, so pretty much one a day for 3 weeks. Trying to make sure the house stayed clean with the toddler and working. Worked a lot in the car. Worked a lot at playgrounds. Worked a lot at Starbucks. It was very stressful. But yeah, that's a challenge. That had nothing to do with being pregnant. It just was already hard, but I was also just like tired a lot.
And your selling/buying process didn't go as easily as you had hoped.
Right.
It took a little longer.
It was the selling part that was hard.
Yeah.
Harder, which was kind of surprising to me. And based on what everyone said, the selling was going to be easy. The buying was going to be hard. The buying was so easy. We had only took one house. When we moved to Wisconsin, we had offers on 8 different houses, and we finally got one after 8. But the selling was what was difficult. But we did it.
You did it. You done did the damn thing.
That was our challenge.
That was
That was a challenge.
It was. Now it's over. Thank God.
Just in time too.
Going and looking at houses down here, and we all have each other on Find My.
I turned my location
and so
off.
she'd have to turn for some reason none of us ever noticed.
Thank God. Well, it would have been you if you would.
That's true.
If anyone would have noticed, it would have been you.
Are you saying I
Becca
look
is
at
the
people's
tracker.
location?
Yes, I am.
More than anyone else I know.
Becca is the tracker, yes.
I do have that problem. I just want to make sure everyone is safe and where they're supposed to be.
And I know if my location was off and she saw that it was off, you'd text me and say, why is your location off?
Yeah.
She would say, hey, what are you doing?
She would.
Got me.
She would. But she didn't. She didn't notice. It only happened twice. 2 days that we actually got to look in person.
Yeah, because one of the times that they were looking that she turned her location was off was because it was a 3-minute drive from where I currently live.
Yep.
Which actually doesn't matter anymore.
Because you're moving.
Because I'm moving. What's something new you've learned or experienced lately? I guess I should ask you this in a month.
True, yeah. I have a newborn again.
How are you navigating parenthood of 2?
I don't know.
Spoiler alert, we're not. What is something I've learned?
Have you learned a new trivia fact?
I know what the most common phrase in the Bible is. We have a daily Bible trivia calendar.
I was about to pull something out from that. What was it? What is it? I forgot
It's
already.
be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Yeah.
Is that really what it was?
Yeah.
That's the most common phrase in the Bible. How many times is it
I
said?
think it was like 231 or something.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
That's the Bible fact I learned today. I don't know.
I learn a lot about football every Sunday.
It's true.
It goes in one ear and out the other, but
Well, you're not
it's
learning
there.
it then.
I'm listening,
Okay.
kind of.
You're being present a little bit.
I also can't think of anything that I have learned recently. So you're not alone.
No idea.
I mean, I'm sure I have for my job because I would not succeed in my career if I wasn't learning.
If you weren't learning all the time.
But I can't in just daily life. Looking ahead, what are you most excited about in the short term?
I don't know. There's not really much happening.
No. Can't. Nothing specific.
We're going on a family vacation in September.
Oh,
It's
nice.
me, Nathan, and Sully.
Nobody else?
Where are you going?
We want to go to Seaside again.
Oh, that's right.
Really bad. The new baby. And the incredibly short term that actually weirdly, by the time this comes out, the baby could be born, which is also weird.
Yes, baby. New baby. Who we don't have a name for.
Nope.
And by we, I mean Amy and Nathan.
Becca hasn't picked out the name yet.
Yeah.
Yay. We're going to get deep now.
Oh.
Because that's who we are. We have the deep conversations.
Yeah,
Always.
this is natural.
Is there a particular moment or event that significantly impacted the direction of your life? I know one for you guys. And this isn't my interview, so
Okay, go ahead.
don't answer.
Well, I have a weird perspective on questions like this, so you're probably not going to like the answer. I mean, everything you do is, like, everything that's happened to me has changed the trajectory of my life. So that's how I look at that.
Yeah.
Sorry for not being super deep.
It's the butterfly effect.
Yeah, just everything. Like when people say, they made me who I am. Well, yeah, everything has.
Yep.
All of it.
Yeah, all of the things.
Does. My mom's made me who I am. Yep. She literally
did make you.
She did do that. But obviously, like, the big things, like having a kid, getting married, just meeting Nathan.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
When we met each other. I mean, did I always want to get married young and have kids young? Yes. But did I know who that was going to be with? No.
And the fact that you met someone at a young age who also had those same goals at your age.
And I wonder if they were actually his goals or if he just went along for the ride.
No, they're totally my goals. Everyone listening, it was definitely my goal.
Okay, wait, you have to tell them now. My favorite Nathan and Amy story.
Oh, God,
Was
I
it
don't
our
know what it
first
is.
date?
Yes.
Dude, I don't know how
This
we
is
got
off the
past
record.
this.
Nobody's allowed to talk about this.
I don't know how we got past this. Maybe I was just like, whatever.
You were like 15.
Yeah, well, we were 16. Nathan had just turned 16. And we had been friends for over 2 years, and then just started flirting and said, let's go on a date. And then we did. We went to ice cream at Annie's?
No, Bobby's.
Bobby's. And then we get up to the counter, and I order my ice cream, and then I look back at Nathan to order his ice cream. And instead of just letting me order and paying for just me, he looks at me and says, I only brought enough money for myself. It's our first date. We were 16, so whatever. But I was like, wouldn't the best choice to be just to pay for me and say you didn't want any ice cream? So then I was like,
I can't believe there was a second date.
then I was like, okay, guess we'll be doing that.
And the fact that Amy had her wallet on her is like a miracle in and of itself.
Okay, pause. Yeah. That habit started because I started dating Nathan. Because I don't drive. And we have the same bank account. So I'm like, I don't need my debit card. We got his.
Yeah.
So that happened later. But yeah, Amy now definitely wouldn't have her wallet. Amy then definitely had her wallet. But the amazing thing is that I did actually bring money.
Yeah.
I did actually have money. Because I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
So.
That is my favorite Amy. Well, one of them. There are many, but.
The other part of that story I think is funny is I don't know why my parents let me leave the house with like $6. Like, oh yeah, I'm going on a date.
You probably didn't even tell them you were going on a date.
No, that's definitely it. That's my fault.
Yeah, you probably just like, I'm just going to go hang out with a friend. And they were like, okay, because there's no way. Your parents would have given you money, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It is so funny. I love it so much because it is so Nathan.
It is.
It is the best.
For the record, I have more than $6 now, so nobody come after me.
I would hope so.
I hope so, too.
I would actually be like, Amy, why are you having a second child with this person if they only have $6?
Sully's the reason I only have $6.
Okay, fair.
It's actually me because we decorated today.
I was going to say, no, the new decorations in your living room.
Yeah, thanks, Target.
Okay, what's a common misconception that people have about your job/lifestyle?
Actuaries don't get all the women like everybody says.
Everyone thinks you sell insurance.
Yeah, no, that actually is
but
something
you
I get a
don't.
lot.
When you worked for a jewelry insurance company, everyone thought that you, like, I literally had people asking me if you could get them discounts on rings, and I was like, no.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone thinks you sell insurance and, like, actually set the rates. But you don't.
Yeah. Well, insurance is like the least interesting job to have anyway, and then having...
Oh, I can come up with more boring jobs than that.
Okay, we don't have to put those people on blast, but let's just say insurance is the most boring job, and then having the job that people understand the least about in the most boring industry, it's like, I don't blame you for not understanding what actuaries do, so... But yeah, I would just say most people, like I tell people I'm an actuary, or like when I was in school, they'd say, what are you studying? And I'd say actuarial science, and they're like, cool. They just get like a blank look and like, I'm not going to ask any more questions because I don't know where to go with that.
Yeah.
So it's not even misconceptions.
What is it?
Yeah, it's not even misconceptions. It's just like nobody's heard of it most of the time.
It's what Chandler Bing was.
That's what they think, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they think.
It's the rumor. Amy, I mean, you could go on and on for days probably about misconceptions about stay-at-home moms.
Or photographers. You got funny photographer stories too.
Yeah, also that, I mean, misconceptions about stay-at-home moms can go for ever and ever, but I haven't been a stay-at-home mom long enough to be able to stand on that platform. Ask me next year.
Okay.
About that.
We're 1 week in.
Yeah, but there's a lot of misconceptions about stay-at-home moms for sure. Like they don't really do much, or it's not really work, or you're not really doing anything. You're just playing all day with your kid, which is literally not at all what is happening. You're not just sitting and watching them have fun all day. Like you're doing a lot more than just that, and stuff around the house. And yeah, a lot of people are like, you're not really doing anything, or you're staying at home so you can do whatever you want, which is also not the case. You can't just do whatever you want.
And in the meantime, she's growing an entire other human inside of her.
Also that. Yeah, that is fun. Photography, there's a lot of misconceptions too. Like, oh gosh, what's one I've heard? Without trying to put people on blast.
People assume that you can do or that you like doing all different types of shoots, but you mostly like doing engagements and weddings.
Yeah, I love engagements and weddings, and I do like maternity and family and stuff, but definitely my focus is like engagements and weddings. And most photographers will have their specific type that they like to shoot. But when you say you're a photographer, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well then you can take pictures of anything. Like you know how to corral any type of person.
Yeah,
like
you
that's
do
just not
dogs or newborns.
right. And it's like oh my god, newborns. That's like a totally different.
Yeah.
That's a totally different game. Like that is not even close to where my brain is, or because I have kids, I can wrangle kids pretty easily, which is not the case. I can't do that. I mean, I can try, but yeah. There's a lot of misconceptions there too.
Okay, we're gonna end on share a funny or unexpected experience you've had recently.
How recently?
I mean,
I'm trying to think of funny things that have happened to me.
Sullivan threw yogurt on the floor the other day.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I wasn't there.
Oh yeah,
At
I was
Deerberg's.
at Deerberg's, and I only needed Greek yogurt to make this sauce, I guess, to put on this like Greek bowl that I was making. And I got it out of the refrigerator section or whatever at the grocery store. And I said, Sully, do you want to hold it? Because he loves holding stuff in the cart. And he held it all the way from the dairy section to when we were checking out. And I went to the self-checkout and I scanned it and I said, do you want it again? And he said, ooh, which is the give it to me sound.
Yeah.
And so I was giving it to him and I'm paying. And as I'm like putting my card in the machine, I just hear like a thump on the ground. And I was like, I really hope that's not what I think it is. And I turn around and there's yogurt all over the floor. And I'm like, great. Thankfully, I didn't pay for it before it happened.
And you didn't get a picture.
No, I didn't take a picture. That was not my first thought, was to take a picture of it.
It should have been.
You're
But-
Gen Z, it should have.
That was my
immediately
first thought. I said,
been
why
your-
didn't you take a picture?
So I picked it up and I went over to the lady that, watches the self-checkout, and I said, I'm sorry, my toddler threw the Greek yogurt all over the floor over there. I'm going to go get another one. And she was like, okay, like not super excited about it. And she went and put like a little wet floor sign over it. And then presumably somebody came and cleaned it up. But
And you did not let Sullivan hold the next one.
no, Sully he doesn't help me hold yogurt anymore.
Probably for the best. Maybe like an apple.
Yeah.
Or
Something that's not going to break.
He's good with not yogurt.
Yeah.
Anything funny happened to me? Probably not.
No,
No.
I got pulled over. I thought that was the first thing I
It's
thought
like
of.
that
That's
was
why I said how
like a
recently.
year
It was like a
ago.
year ago, yeah.
They thought you were 12.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Amy and Nathan have also been told that they are what those teenagers say to you at the football game.
Oh yeah.
That we were teenage parents.
They assumed Amy and Nathan were teenage parents.
Yeah,
Yes.
he like stood up and was in the middle of a whole bunch of people and like looked at us, and Sully was like 2 months old, and they were like, "Are those teenage parents?" Like screaming.
Like in front of a bunch of other middle schoolers, and I was like, I'm gonna curb stomp this kid.
I'm gonna beat up a 10-year-old at a football game of a town that I'm not from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was all a great idea, but
Mhm.
We did not beat up a 10-year-old, but we thought about it.
they're also not teenage parents. We're
That's what having a baby face will
knocking
do for you.
teenage parents.
Yeah, baby face. for
25
sure.
years old. People
Being
still
asked
ask I'm
if
a
your
teenage parent.
Parents have
Or from my parents.
You're on your parents' insurance.
Yeah.
Or your parents' insurance
Auto
will find
insurance.
out that you got pulled over, which thank God, because you're not on your parents' insurance.
Yeah.
That would be
Because
weird.
you're an adult.
Yeah. He thought I was a high schooler.
You
so.
own a house.
Yeah, he did.
And you have a
think
whole
you're ice
family.
cream. He had ice cream in the car and it melted.
All right, well, thank you for sitting down with me
Of course.
and recording this podcast with me.
We'll be more exciting next time.
If there is a next time, I wouldn't blow it.
Yeah.
You blew our
What if you tank
chances.
my podcast?
Oh God.
Okay, well, thank you all for listening. My next guest is going to be one of my actual oldest friend ever.
LeBron James.
Mom. Jesus.
Yep, Lisa.
My day one.
Lisa,
we are 20 days apart. So I can't wait to interview Lisa. Thank you for listening. Amy and Nathan, thank you for joining me.
Of course.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming over to do this.
Anytime.
Yeah, no
Every
problem.
night. We'll be your guest every other week.
Well,
Whatever
you
you
have
need.
something coming up that's pretty major.
No, nothing really.
So I'll interview you
I'll
from
work
the
around it.
hospital bed.
Yep.
All right. Till next time. Goodbye, America.
Peace.
I say America and you immediately go to gun noises.
Pew, pew. Fireworks. 4th of July.
Yeah, great. Okay. Goodbye.